Good afternoon to everyone. How are we all going? How are we all rocking that out? So look at the weather in Melbourne. 1 minute it is hot, 1 minute it is cold. Now it's raining. It's everything is all over. So hopefully everyone is having a good day. Look, I want to hold this live stream. Just want to clear some things up. I just want to talk about, there's no point of digging a worse hole, or people, just making accusations about something. And it's about obviously just moving forward with anything in life. If people hold on to certain understandings, and how are you, Matty G? Hopefully it's nice weather over there, man. It's in Melbourne. The sun was out. Now the lightning and the rain has just popped out, man. And it seems really bit funny. Everyone was walking there in their Richmond gear, and now they've just gone off. So look, I want to say something, and obviously, and I always talk from the heart. Is that the whole thing is about when you do find something else and you get let down by it, and then you have, okay, cool, you get on with it, you see the truth, you know what's happened, and then you move on to it. Sun's out, get the guns out. Yeah, the sun was out, it's not out anymore. But what it doesn't make sense is that when obviously people are hurt and they need to then they need to follow up with that. And then they always use they call it the trump card. Yeah, they always need to follow up with it, and they always need to use something like let's change, let's make the story worse than it is. And then what it comes down to as well, if something happens, and someone gets hurt, and there's obviously there's fucking evidence to there, and the other person says, well, look, I did fuck up. And the so-called mate says, well, I did fuck up. This is where I've gone wrong. And look, I'm fucking sorry from it. But then because people get embarrassed, or emotions and ego and the rest of it, then someone decides to put up a false, a false post, and they always want to play the assault game. And and that's not cool either. It's like we're all grown-ups, and people have done the wrong thing. Okay, cool, yep, whatever's been done, it's been done. Now let's get on with it, and let's move forward. And that's what it's about. Everyone, you can come to a perspective where people do get let down in life, yeah, and people do the wrong things. But when you sit there about the facts and the figures, and you're going, okay, cool, you speak to someone which is supposed to be a mate, yep, look, that did happen, look, I'm sorry about it, rah rah rah. You can sit there either with an vendetta and just keep with the vendetta, or you can say, okay, cool, all right, this is where we're at, this is what's happened, let's move on with it. But it's like, okay, you did this and I'm going to do that, then I'm going to fucking put I'm going to see how I can hurt you. And it's really stupid, because at the end of the day, there's that bad energy going back and forth. Like, anyone put it up there. But but when you're sitting down there across from someone, and you're speaking to your mate, and he goes, oh, look, bro, you know what? I did get these messages. This thing did come about. I should have done this better. You can hold on to that pain. You can hold on to it, or you can say, okay, I go, mate, you fucked up. You did. You could have handled things completely different. But then if you want to keep lying about it, and then put up oh, you hurt me, I hurt you, it's not going to get anyone anywhere, you know what I mean? So it's just to a point in life, and this is what I say to everyone. It's like, it's like one eye for another eye, and it's just, at the end of the day, and that's what it's about, emotions in anything in life. If someone slaps you, then you slap them back. Okay, cool. You know what? Now get on with the fucking program. Like, how much do you want to keep going back and forth with things? So, that's what it's about, guys. You have to be big enough and ugly enough to say, okay, yep, you know what, I did fuck up. Yes, I did, send those messages. Yes, I did get found out. I did. And then you have to go, okay, so, all right, what was that? So you can either hold on to it, or you can say, well, let's move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's a choice with everything, because you see people that go, well, you know what, because now you said this and I said that, and the rest of it is like, okay, like, how many times do you want to go about it? Yes, people get hurt, people do the wrong thing, and it comes to a perspective where you really just need to say, okay, someone puts their hand up, all right, I fucked up, you fucked up, or whatever happens, but if you keep going, with the blame game and the rest of it, I know, even the way I feel about it is that I'm extremely fucking hurt, and a certain person, they they admitted to certain things, and they know they could have handled it completely better. And do you know what I mean? Because the biggest thing is, you know, when I talk about it's that betrayal, the loyalty and trust, is that, you know, it really comes down to, all right, cool, hold on a second, but why did it get to that start? Okay, you've said this is what's happened. Boom, this is where it's fallen, this is what's happened, the rest of it. But please don't go back and then say, well, you know, that, and then keep up with the lies, because that just digs a bigger hole. That just digs, okay, let's just create something, and so, you know, let's start to create more people about it. Let's be bigger people, and let's say, okay, you know what? Let's move out of it. Yes, you fucked up, this person fucked up, so on and so forth. So it's, you know, it's you really need to you know, people be able to grow. You need to be able to say, okay, look, this is where we're at. We need to make a choice. But if you want to stay in that cesspit, if you want to stay in that pain, if you want to, like, okay, cool, you know what, I'm gonna chop you at your knees, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. At the end of the day, you have to say, well, okay, I put my hand up, you know, I got found out, there's proof, and you need to get on with it. You need to go, okay, let's move forward, you know. So, and yeah, and put everything on the table, and that's it. But don't start getting other people involved to, you know, for the minions and the rest of it. You know, it comes down to, all right, let's all come together. You know, that was that last moment, because, you know, it's like in anything, you know, like you talk to certain people, and they have, like, breakups in marriages. They have, you know, someone like your boss or whatever. You know, we can keep playing the blame game and keep pointing the finger, but then you need to come to a point where you need to say, you know what, where's this getting us? You need to go, fucking put your hands up. All right, you know, everyone's at fault here. Put your hand up and say, well, let's get on with it. Let's fucking jump back in our hearts. And you know, and let's get on with the program. But if people are going to be around other people who are going to go, you should do this and you should do that and the rest of that, then, you know, that's another figure for another path. So, you know, in life, people as well, you know, you can learn a lesson. True, you can dwell on, and you can't complain about it and move on to a positive. Exactly. You know, you can learn a lesson in 30 years, or you can learn a lesson in 30 seconds. Yeah. And, you know, and we're all human, and, you know, some humans do things, you know, they do fuck up, and some humans do it on purpose. And, you know, and what I say is, you know, once the emotion goes down, and once the rest of it, you look at it and go, okay, cool. So what happened there? You know, if someone goes, well, look, I did admit this is where I went wrong, or that's where I could have done that better. You know, you're not going to like it for the first few fucking minutes or first few hours, but then you're going to come to a point and you're going to go, okay, you know what? That's what it is. I can either hold on to it and create more of the negative energy, or I can say, well, okay, let's either fix it, put it behind us, and keep the friendship, keep the marriage, keep the fucking relationship, keep the, you know, whatever it is, the interaction, or we can sit there and we can just keep going back and forth. Because, you know, unfortunately, people hold on to pain and that heartache and the rest of it for so long, and because they, you know, they hold on to it, and then they create other scenarios, and then they create, you know, they get someone else, like, you know, one of their mates, they talk about it, all their girlfriends, and they go, hey, guess what, and this happened, and rah, you know, and you're just like, where's that going to get you at the end of the day? Who's going to be the big enough person to say, okay, you know what, this is where we're at the moment, guys. You know what? It's like, you know, it's like a football team as well. You know, someone doesn't kick the fucking winning goal. Oh, you didn't kick the fucking winning goal of the grand final. It's your fucking fault. Rah. Where do you want to keep going with it? You know what I'm saying? You just need to get to a point where, yes, you know, there was letdowns. Yes, there was emotions. Yes, there was you didn't get the result to the time, but, you know, going back and forth and having, you know, having that tug of war, it just needs to let's get on with it. You know, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in the mix? Do you want to be in the game or not? You know, it's standing on the what do they call it? On the on the bleachers, standing on the sidelines, you know, you're not going to get any result like that. And that's what it's about. You know, you need to come to a point in your life, you can sit there and go, oh, this person, that person, this one, and the rest of that. Yes, you know what, you come down, you say the initial things, you found out the initial information, you spoke to the people, and then you know what, you've got a choice after that, yeah? And the choice after that is to sit there and keep the pain and just keep in that, which some people do for the rest of their lives. Or we can say, okay, you know what, let's be bigger people, let's be adults, let's put our hands up. I fucked up, you fucked up, everyone fucked up. Let's learn from it and let's move on. Yeah? And that's just me. But I feel like that can save friendships, it can save relationships, it can save fucking marriages, it can save wars, because, you know, it's the whole thing, you know, with Donald Trump and, you know, fucking the North Korea, is that it's basically who's got the biggest one, who's gonna, you know, who's gonna pull first. So this one, they will say something to put him down, and then the other person will say something to put him down, and then they go, oh, hold on, I've got something even better to say, so I'm gonna put that up. No, I've got something better to say, I'm gonna put that up. And it comes to a point where it's not a slinging match about, okay, hey Lainey, how are you, sister? It's not a slinging match. You come on, let's find information so then we can make the other person look bad. It really comes down to, you know what? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Who fucked up? Everyone, both people put their hands up and then just move on with it, you know? And everyone knows that, you know, but what happens if you move away and say, look, I didn't do anything, you didn't do anything, this person didn't, it moves you away from the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? It moves you away from the truth. To be a big enough man and woman and to stand in your honor, you can say, okay, let's put our hands up, we both fucked up, but then you want to, you know, let's create scenarios, let's bring things together and the rest of that, you know, because the so-called person I spoke to, and I said, how could you do this? You know what I mean? And the person was honest enough to say, well, look, this is where I went wrong, I could have done this better, I'm fucking sorry about that, and the rest of that. Because what happens when that happens and you say, okay, cool, I get that, but if someone else is going to sit there and say, no, that didn't happen, and then go and put a rebut, an argument, and that didn't happen, I did not do that, and that's false and all, and then you're like, but what, you know, let's move forward. Like, why is there has to be the fucking push, the pull, the tug of war? Because all that creates, it creates substantial, and it just creates more pain. Because then what will happen, you keep pushing someone, they push you back, they push you, you push back, and you keep fucking pushing, and then before you know it, everyone pushes back and everyone's fallen off the stage. And you know, and that's what it's about, you know, and that's what it's about, you know, and everyone knows. I found out some news about some certain people, which, you know, I had to speak to a certain person. The person goes to me, well, yeah, you know, I could have done it better, and, you know, I'm fucking sorry about that, and, you know, whatever, blah, 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 and admitted to things, and then cleared other things up, you know. And I think that's honorable, because, okay, you admit to things, and then you clear things up, and I know myself, how I've acted, that, you know, I could have acted a lot better, and I put my hand up firstly for that. You know, I'm not an angel. But this is not about angels, this is not about fucking devils, this is about humans and understanding that, hey, do you want to keep fucking fighting? Because fighting gets tired. Do you want to keep pushing through? Do you want to keep creating? Okay, cool, let's see how many people I can round up now to talk about that, and let's create that, and that was abuse, and there was this, and there was backstabbing. I'm like, come on, you know, that's the card that, you know, women always go for. It was this, it was abuse, it was that. Like, you know what? Fuck, if that's the path you have to go down, then, you know, it's quite sad, because, you know, it comes to a point, let's get on with it. Let's not keep in that bad energy, because it doesn't feel great. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel proper. It doesn't feel warm, and at the end of the day, everyone's going in fucking circles, because then you get other people that they want to put their two bob in, other people put their two bob in. Is that, you know, you sit down, you lay all the cards on your table, and you say, okay, cool, this is what happened, this is why it happened, it won't happen again, this is what we learned from it, and so on and so forth. So, you know, this is what we need to hold on to, people. If you want to hold on to the pain, it's going to create more pain. But as I always say, and, you know, there has to be a leader, there has to be someone to say, hey, let's, you know, we've got a pattern happen here, let's disturb this fucking pattern, and let's get on with it. Because at the end of the day, you know what you need to think about? We are humans, we do fuck up, and so on and so forth? Do you want to stay in this shit and stay miserable, stay single, stay broke, stay in that energy of always looking over your shoulder? Or do you want to go, okay, you know what? Yes, let's learn from it. Let's put it behind us. Let's put the things in place so it doesn't happen again. And then let's move on from that. Because at the end of the day, everyone is a lot better than you know, they've been operating. You know, and it comes down to, it's no such thing as unresourceful hearts, it's unresourceful mindsets, yeah? And it's just making the decision, and we all make wrong decisions and we all make right decisions, but it's being able to put your hand up and saying, okay, I fucked up, you fucked up, we fucked up. Okay, cool. Let's get on with it. Let's wipe the slate clean and let's get on with it. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm saying that, the sunshine's starting to shine on me, because you know, I'll put my hand up and go, hey guys, you know what? I'm not an angel. I know where I fucked up in life and so on and so forth. But it's where, if you have to lie and deny when someone else has actually said, hey, this is what's happened. This is what's happened. You know, you're like, come on, let's just fucking get on with it. Let's put this shit behind us. Let's get on with it, people. Because you know what? I speak to a lot of clients that are going through marriage breakups, yeah? I speak to a lot of clients that are going through marriage breakups or are all separated. And the biggest thing that you need to be able to do to crack that shell is you need to say, hey, you either lead it or leave it, or you need to fucking release, you know, bless, release, and then move forward. It's that whole understanding of he said, she said, he said, she said, this person, that person, and then before you know it, you're not just rebutting against that your ex or your partner. You start rebutting against everybody. You start having pull and push with everyone. You know, and that's the thing. We're like, hey guys, we're in the present. Yesterday's finished. Tomorrow's not here. Let's talk about today. Let's keep fucking focusing on today. This is where we're at. We're in today. Let's move forward. Let's get on with it, yeah? Because like I said, we are human. You know, no one's perfect. Everyone's rough around the edges. Yes, there's always evolving and the rest of it. You know, there could have been better choices. There could have been better whatever. What I say is, let's fuck up. And this is anything. It can be, you know, when we talk about patterns, and it can be a good pattern, a bad pattern. You know, if you want to keep going in circles, if you want to keep going in that, you end up doing in all areas of life, yeah? You need to say, hey, let's get on with it. Okay, look, you know what? You fucking drop your hat, pick your hat up, put your hat on, and, you know, let's get back with the program. Because, you know, what I really feel like as well, guys, you know what you want in your life, and you know who you want to be with, and you know where you're going, and to stay in that pain when you know that you can just fucking, hey, let's just drop it, let's get it going on, and let's move forward. You know, that feels right. And this is the power of it. This is the power. That within the matter of one day or a couple of hours, if you shift your mindset from saying, okay, you know what, there's pain, there's hurt, there's disbelief, there's let down, there's you know, dishonesty and the rest of it. Okay, do you want to keep living that, or do you want to say, okay, that's happened, or do you want to keep living in it? It's a choice is yours. You know, so a choice that I made was that, okay, do I keep living in the pain? Do I keep holding on to that? Or do I want to lead the situation? You know, do you know what I'm saying? Or do you want to go, this person puts that up, I'm going to put that up, and you put that up and I'll put that up, you know, so on and so forth. And it really comes down to a point when, you know what, let's get into the heart. Let's lead like fucking, you know, the leaders that we are. And at the end of the day, let's put it there, because you know what? The people that like to gossip, the people that like, you know, oh, this person says, and let's do that, and the rest of it, you know, that's for them, and that you can read a newspaper for that. But the people that are there giving you real advice, they're giving you heart-to-heart advice, and so on and so forth, that's what you want to listen to. That's where you want to go in life, yeah? Because that's not, well, oh, let's jump on the bandwagon and let's jump on a different, you know, on different teams, because, you know, that's putting that energy into the wrong place. And like I said, people, I put my hand up, everyone puts their hand up, okay, we could have made better decisions. We're growing, we're learning, you know, through that situation. You could have made you know, what did you learn from it? So, you know, but if you say, hold on a minute, I didn't do nothing wrong, nothing's my fault, hold on a second, you know, you need to come to the party. You need to, you know, lay all cards on the table and say, well, yes, okay, You know, we all there is improvement to be done from all. Let's move forward, and let's move from the improvement or not. Yeah, and that's what you come down to, because what happens is, this is like a dysfunctional thing. What happens in relationships, it happens in teams, it happens in organizations, is when something doesn't go right, what happens, it's like a slinging match. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna take these sunglasses off. It's like back and forth. It's tug of war, and tug of war, you don't get far, because if you're playing tug of war, you know, one step forward, two steps back, and then you go. And then tug of war is a game that you get very tired about. And what happens is with that is that once you're playing tug of war, you're not going anywhere too fast. So what I say, cut the rope. Everyone puts their hands up. Okay, you fucked up. I fucked up. They fucked up. Let's get on with it. Let's keep moving forward. Because if you keep saying, but hold on, let's focus on their problems and let's focus on your problem, and you did this wrong and you did that wrong, that is not living at cause. Living at cause is understanding, okay, that's the past. There could have been better understandings, and never, you know, never stop improving. There's always room for growth. Exactly, you know, in every decision that we make, in every action that we do, we could do it better. But what I say, if you get slapped in the face and then you slap someone back, but then what happens to go? Then if they go to slap you back and you slap you back and you slap you back, bang bang bang, what are you going to get from that? Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously, what are you going to get from that? Because, you know, then you're going to go, oh, you slap me harder, then I'm going to slap you harder, and then you're going to say, hey, that person slapped me, so I'm going to tell them, and it gets into that slinging match of, hey guys, you know, let's just sit there, put our hands up, let's fucking go truth, and you know, and what I saw was, you know, I learned this, you know, years ago in playing basketball, yeah, and because what happens if you didn't win the game? You start saying, well, you didn't get that shot in, and you didn't get that rebound, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that. It starts to pick on all of it, and then you start going back and forth. Oh, but you know what? You had that, and that happened. Where's that going? Is that moving forward? Yeah? In any relationship with another human or another humans, the biggest and best thing that you can fucking do is to say, hey, you know what? Whatever you felt at the start, if it was, you know, if you felt, you know, you betrayed, if you felt hurt or whatever, you express how you feel. Yeah, you need to express how you feel, because if the other person doesn't know how you feel, then how can you get a solution? Then the next thing that you do from that is everyone puts their hands up and say, okay, cool, let's move on to the next chapter. Let's put our hands up. Everyone else, you know, we could have done something better, and let's be able to move forward, you know, and that's it. Let's move on to a solution. Exactly, Eleni, because I know at the end of the day, it comes down to, life is fucking too short to hold on to grudges. Life is too short to hold on to energy, negative energy. Life is too short to have, you know, just sitting in the boxing ring and, you know, exchange punches and the rest of it. And what you really need to do is to say, you know what? Us humans arguing and fighting like that, I know it doesn't feel right for me. I absolutely fucking hate it, because when I'm not in my heart and in my head, you do things that you don't like. Yeah, you make stupid choices, you say stupid things. It's emotion, because when the emotion's high, intellect's low, and when the intellect's low, you normally run off emotion and you end up making a bad choice. Be part of the solution, not the problem, and that's it. It's about moving forward. So that's what I say. You know, I talk from my personal experience, but I also talk to a higher understanding people that, you know, wars and marriage breakups and friend breakup and relationship breakups is when you just drop your shit, drop the egos, drop, you know, oh, I'm gonna get this person on board and get this person on board and the rest of it, and just say, okay, you know what, we all can learn, let's move forward, this is how we're going to move forward, and be you know, with a higher collective. And you know that, you know, it's like, you know, it's like even like a sales team, you know, someone else didn't get the, you know, the sales, so they want to blame anyone. You know, let's hold on, what can we do better? How can we get a solution? How can we move forward? You know, and that's with anything, people. It's in life, so many more friendships, relationships, marriages, organizations, teams, fucking any relating thing can be fixed. And this is how it can be fixed. Okay, enough with the problems, enough with the opinions, enough with the hurt, enough with the whatever. Let's just get on with it. Let's fucking put it behind us, and you know, and let's just move on. Let's move on to a solution. Can we move on to a solution together? Yes or no? If we can, then let's work at that. If we can't, then you know, then you keep moving forward. Understanding emotional intelligence is very powerful and a tool of communication, of course, because look, we all react in a way when you find out a certain thing or you see something. It does hurt, you know what I mean? And people are going to react in different ways, you know. And I always say, you know, as well, okay, cool, something's happened. Why can't you talk about it? Because it's actually fucking happened. Do you know what I mean? Why do people want to keep things in closets? Why do people want to keep things in, oh, you can't say that? Well, hold on a minute. Like, well, you know, who created it? Did it happen? Did someone do that? Do you want to express how you're feeling? You know, then put your hand up and then move on from it, people. Then find a solution, because if you're going to be living in a lie, and then, you know, you're going to be living in, okay, you know, let's just deflect that. You know, I don't want to face the truth, so let's just deflect that. So, you know what I mean? It just really happens, and that's what we need to, you know, that's what we need to be able to move forward, people. So, you know, that's what it needs to come down to in anything. If you've got any resentment with anyone, if you've got, you know, anything, whatever happening at all, what you need to just do is just put your hand up and just say, okay, you know, both parties, you know, guilty. Let's move on. This person was offended because of this. This person was offended for that. They didn't like this. They didn't like that. And then from then, you make a decision. You move forward, and then you stand into that power. Because if you don't, you stand in that weak and toxic energy. Yeah. You then, because you're in pain, you'll create more pain. Oh, let's talk about something else, and let's bring that up, and let's do this, and this person did this, and I'm going to fucking hit this one, and I'm going to argue with that person. I'm going to do that. Do you know, if you want to keep having that vendetta and the rest of that, people, then, you know, if that's the life you want to live, that's up to you. If you want to hold on to pain, you know, from your friends and your family and the way you're brought up and the way you're living right now and the rest of it, that's up to you. You know, if you want to get on and say, well, look, the past is the past, you know, let's move forward, let's grow, and the rest of that, then that's a different situation as well. And that's what I say, you know, create a new day today, move forward, admit, okay, this is how we can learn from it, you know, mistake, boom, and then get on with it, okay? This is how disease is created. That's exactly right. Holding on to that energy, disease is created, mental conditions is created, as people say, mental health, and so on and so forth. So, look, I always want to share realness with you guys. I know I fuck up, you know, I know other people fuck up, but at the end of the day, I don't want to focus on my fuck up. I don't want to focus on their fuck up. I want to focus on a solution and moving forward. All right, have an amazing day. Go to Tigers tomorrow, and we will all have a chat, and we'll be speaking very shortly. Have a great day. See you guys.